What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Black Monday After Show. So we have Dawn, who has to convince her family why her promotion is a good thing. Mo takes Blair out on a night he won't forget. And Keith is cheating on his wife with a mascot. Let's go. Let's get it.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Yay, Black Monday time. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Lim Gonsalves here. And I'm here with the homie. Chae is in the building.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, I can hear myself great now.
Yeah. We are missing our other co-host, Angel. She's out in Hawaii frolicking and doing her thug thizzle. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say I'm jealous.
I am. I don't have a problem saying that.
Yeah.
I want to be in Hawaii.
Yeah, I was not going to say it, but I was going to say that I still am jealous. I'm just not going to say it. But yeah, Black Monday, this episode. First of all, I want to say that the show, and I said this, and shout out, we did miss a week because they didn't air, so we want to thank you for coming back with us. But the show, the nostalgia is crazy. Like, I love the fact that I saw this Nintendo system that I haven't seen in so many years. And you said that you saw it and you played with it, before, but this is like obviously when it was out, sometime.
Like I used to play like Aladdin and like Donkey Kong and things like that on it. Mario, like that was like life.
Yeah.
But that was just new for me. Like seeing it like the way they were doing it. Well, you couldn't. The duck hunt. You hadn't been exposed to the gun and the duck hunt. Well, I mean, I remember playing it, but I don't. Like in my head, like I was telling you, I don't think it was that small. Like it seemed like a larger type of thing, maybe because I was that small too when I played it. So it just seemed what they were playing with was super small.
Right.
I just remember like a big giant gun. Maybe it might not even been Dunker or maybe a different version by the time I played it.
By the time you were old enough to play it, it was probably a missile launcher or something that they came up with.
Seriously was huge.
Yeah,
it was like a shotgun style.
Yeah, the first thing they had was that gun. But we're going to talk more about it in our special segment and bring it up. And we have a nice commercial that we're going to show you. But right now, let's break down the episode. First of all, what did you think about this episode?
I liked it a lot. I mean, some things I was just questioning their choices that they made, especially like in Dawn's case, because I know she also felt bad. But I mean, at the end of the day, she got to make her money. She has to get things done. So I'm here for it. Blair needs Jesus. But, that's all I have.
Right.
How about you?
Okay. Did you think? I thought the episode was good. We started to obviously we're starting to get more involvement with the characters, right?
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of characters, and obviously the principal characters, we see them, and that's Don and of course Mo. But then we're starting to see some of the supporting cast and kind of their life. So we saw a lot, when it comes to Keith and his whole situation, and we find out, which was like, what? He's not only is he, cheating on his wife, but he's cheating with another man. Which, it was interesting because you see some of the talk that they have that it's different, right? They try to allude, and this is the 80s, right? So it's a different, perspective when it comes to, homosexual relationships. People weren't as open as they are now. So, here he is holding this secret, not only from his wife, but from the team. And so no one knows.
Except for Blair, because Blair knows because dude told him.
Right. That part.
That part. But I loved, played by Jason Michael Snow, which I love you so much right now, playing Mike.
Right.
Oh my God. Like, I could not think of a more perfect role for Jason.
Really?
Well, I mean, I can, and I have seen him in other things and other roles. He's comedic is just like his realm where he lives, and it's like amazing to watch. So like seeing him do this and be this dancer on Broadway, but still also have 3 jobs, like the starving artist of the 80s in New York. Like, that's awesome. Like, especially because, they did Rent last week. So, just, like, really feeling that moment, just like, hey, I have to have 3 jobs for my job.
Right. For my job.
For my, for what I want to do and for my career.
Exactly.
Got to have the side hustles for what you actually want to do.
Sure. No, absolutely. Absolutely. So we see the episode, they start off, they're in, supposed to be in a meeting.
A morning meeting.
Right. Which is, we were crazy. They're doing cocaine at any time of day. It's really crazy. So they start off, they're playing duck hunt, and they try to, figure out like the whole Blair master plan situation. And so Dawn, you know, she kind of brings up a whole legitimate way to do so. And it's kind of like the boys club. Like they don't want to pay her any attention. And I feel like this is going to be a theme throughout the show, right? That this whole male chauvinist, like we don't want to listen to you, even though she's probably the smartest one out of all of them, including Mo. But no one wants to listen to her because she's a woman. And we see when she's even telling her parents about her raise, and they're like wanting her to be pregnant. Like thinking that that's a better situation than you getting a promotion and becoming a partner. And it's just interesting to just see just the dynamic from eras from between now and then, how different it is. I mean, granted, there's a lot of things that are still the same. There's still chauvinist people. There's still boys clubs. There's still all of that. But just how blatant it is, you know, there where they just really don't care anything about what she has to say.
I mean, they do in a way, but they're also just like, you know, she's just being Dawn. But she's also like almost like the mother of the group. She has to like kind of rein them back in and put them back on track to remind them what they're doing. Because they also just need that person in their lives. Because if they didn't, Mo wouldn't be as successful as he has made himself these last couple of years without her regardless.
Right.
And especially like the dad and, you know, Spencer are all just like, you know, having a baby is like you can still have your career like after, you know, you pop out a kid.
Right.
And first of all, come on, Vanessa Bell Calloway.
Yes.
Be a queen real quick and be just like, unless...
Like Coming to America?
No, well,
right?
Almost a queen. We'll count it. But just be like, unless you can actually push a body, you know, out of you, you don't have a right to say anything about what she's doing with her life. And I was just like, I legit was just like, yes. Even we're in the 80s, like it's nice for my mom to say that.
To stand up for that.
To stand up for that and just be like, what you're doing, I'm very happy for you. This is the 80s. Women can be whatever they want. Because we're still, like, you know, working through that whole, you know, women should be in the household. And that's not all we are. That's not all we can be as well.
But one of the things is that, and she's, even though she's happy for her, she still is not proud of her.
The very distinction of that, she made that so clear.
Very distinct because of what she's doing. She feels like what she's doing is unethical. Appears to be. And she was really trying to get her mom paid. She's like, look, I can set you up. This is legitimate. You hold these stocks, and the dad is with it. He's like, what, money? Let's do this.
Like, we need the money.
We could use that. And, you know, her mom is just like, no, I don't want to do that. That's not how I want to get money, So she definitely is towing the line with being proud, you know, being happy for her, for what she's doing, what she's accomplishing, but still not being proud of what she's doing.
Yeah, there was actually hit my heart when she's like, that actually is a... Like, for your parent to be like, though I am happy for you, I am not proud of you.
Yes.
Like, that takes a moment to, like, even just absolve all of that, because you want to make your parents proud.
Right.
Like, we want them to see that all the things they, you know, did for us didn't go to waste.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, too, when you look at it, we all want validation from our parents.
Yeah.
You know, especially if we have a good relationship with our family. And you could tell there that, you know, she being there with, you know, her dude and being there with the parents, you know, she really was excited about telling her whole family, you know, all of this news and really getting there and hoping that they were going to be like, oh my gosh, girl, yes, get that promotion. Like, we're so happy for you and proud of you. But the fact that they weren't, and they really were on like, oh, we would rather have you give a baby than make more money or, you know, produce your career or advance your career.
But to be fair, her mom wasn't exactly wrong either. Like, what you're asking us to do, if you're caught, won't be bad for you, but it'll be bad for us. And the fact that you even asked that of us, I can see why she said it.
Why she said what she said.
You can see it, because even though, like, I'm your mom, I'm your family, you don't try to con me, basically.
And you thought she was trying to con her mother.
Because if it's illegal,
right? If
they're caught. And yeah, that's con. And obviously Spencer like signed it, and like you can even just see like a moment of her face, just like, this has to go well, because if I don't, my husband could be going to jail. Right. And that'll just, you know, mess up my life in that way too. So like, she had a moment, but she was, you know, still gonna go with the plan and still do it. but you also have to take into account the lives you're going to ruin to get to where you want to be and the money you're trying to get.
And I think with John though, yes, there is some things that are not ethical with what she was doing, but I don't think I don't want to say knew the ramifications, but I don't think she thought that they were going to get caught. Like, I think she obviously she cares about her parents.
Right.
So I can't see her putting her parents in a situation where they could go to jail, for instance,
Yep.
just to make some money. Like, I think that she's doing well with what she's, in her career. And I think it was a way, honestly, for her, the way I see it, is for her parents to make some money and in a way that high percentage of not being, found out type situation.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Like, I get that's definitely where she's going,
Right.
but even the best laid plans.
True. And if her parents end up in jail, then
they're really not gonna be proud of
exactly, they're gonna be upset.
you. So there's that.
Right. Let's talk about Blair, who had this night. So Mo takes Blair out, right? And of course, we know the end game of this entire season is going to lay out because, he wants to get the jeans, right? Yeah. And so he basically devises this plan. I'm going to take Blair out. I'm going to show him the world. And this is going to get in his good graces because he's going to trust me and all of that. And we're going to end up getting that account. That's the bottom line. And so ends up picks Blair up. And my favorite part of their whole journey, first of all, they go to an execution.
I'm sorry, I don't even. Is there a waiting list for executions, or like how do you know there actually is an execution that is happening?
I don't know.
He's like death of a salesman. I was like,
right.
So are we trying to foreshadow now? That's what we're doing.
Well, my thing is, okay, first of all, let's really put this in perspective, right? Obviously, this is a show, right? This is a television show, so we have to use that mindset, but I feel like Blair is like, even though he's super smart, super intelligent, he's the most naive, most like not really, no street smart whatsoever. But just very, very naive and very much just clueless on a lot of things. To go to an execution, you got to go to a jail or a prison.
Yes.
So
you have to go through security.
There's so much. Yes, it's the 80s, but you still had to do all of that stuff. So the fact that he would have had to have done all that, and then you think, oh, we're just going to watch a movie? Like, come on, let's keep it all the way real.
Oh, because she already knows, like, she's crying because she knows how it's going to end.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so couple questions. Has she seen it before? Like, it would just be like my first thought. How does she know the ending would be my second. I mean, they're just questions like I feel like you, as a human, you would just just jolt your head, jolt your brain, and make you question some things that need to be questioned.
No, absolutely. But he doesn't, so they end up watching the execution. And then they end up, going to this gourmet restaurant with raw meat. It looks like it's beef tartare, and they put like a raw egg in the middle of it. Yeah. So it's this fancy, their upscale restaurant.
This is 1%er stuff that makes no sense to anybody.
I love sushi. Sushi's my favorite food, probably of all time. But raw meats, like raw beef, that's a different story. I think I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm definitely gonna leave that alone. But they do that. But again, you got to understand, he's just trying to win him over. He's trying to pick things that he thinks is going to, make him trust him or make him like him more. And so they find out, that's not working. So then he talks about this burger spot. He's like, well, what food do you? He's like, oh, let's burger spot by my house. He's like, oh man, I used to live in that area. I used to go there like when I was a kid. Let's go. Right. So they go there, and the best thing, and he's conning like the guy that's working there, making it seem like he knows him, trying to bring familiarity to the situation. The guy's like, okay. He's like, gives him $100. I can't break that. And he's like, oh, keep the change like you always do. You always keep the change. And he's like, okay, sure.
Money talks.
Right, exactly. And they're sitting there, and they get their burgers, and then when they leave, you see the year established. Yeah. And I thought that was brilliant. I thought that was really brilliant to really show this place has literally been open for like a year.
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, and it was just strategically, so Mo caught that as soon as he walked in and made sure he covered it so Blair would not notice. And then by the time Blair had his first thing of cocaine, really wasn't paying attention anyway. Right. You gotta give it up, Mo. has it. So like he just has something. I won't even call it charm sometimes. I'm just like, dude, I'm impressed. I shouldn't be a little bit. I feel a little bit bad for being impressed, but I'm impressed.
He's the consummate con artist, is what he is. And it's funny because I keep wanting to refer to him as Marty, because in House of Lies, that was his character's name. And it's a very similar version of this. It's almost like this is Marty's dad, like how Marty, you know what I'm saying?
Wasn't Marty a lawyer?
No, he was, it was like, it's hard to describe, but basically it was like kind of like they would take your business and inflate, like make it better. But a lot of what they did was they would lie, and a lot of stuff the business didn't really need it, but they would make it seem like it was needed, and they pay them all this money to do these things that the business could do on their own, basically, to grow the business. There's a name for it, I just can't think of it off top. But yeah, it was also conning. Like, it was a lot of conning going on. And so it was very similar to this character. So I'm like looking at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to make sure it's not the same person. But seeing that and going through it, I feel like they're to get to the point where they win him over. I feel like it's gonna take a while, because obviously he's so clueless as to what, things are and what's going on, that he doesn't even understand. Like, it's almost like they're conning him, but he's so clueless, he can't even be con right. You know what I'm saying?
He's always conned the wrong way.
Yeah.
Or I won't even say con the wrong way. I just think when they're trying to con him, it goes to an extreme.
Right.
Like, he's almost like an extreme magnet. Like, even though he seems like so docile.
Right.
Like, it just goes more to like times 10 than just times 1 or 2. And I hope somebody realizes that soon for like a safer way to con him.
A safer way.
I mean, obviously, everything can't be safe, but I'm just saying there has to be a not to turn that notch up so high.
Absolutely.
When they need to get their way in, because, we learned at the bar mitzvah that you might not get what you want today.
Might not. Let's talk about Keith. So what do you think about the whole Keith situation?
Keith's funny. I mean, seriously, I think Keith's hilarious. Like, him and his wife's relationship, like, she's not dumb. Like, either, so, like, obviously she either knows he's having an affair, she might not know who, like, if it's a guy or a girl, but she's not dumb. She's not that much really waiting up for you. I've had my dinner 4 hours ago.
Right.
I'm also not dumb. So, sweetie, why don't you go get that Nintendo?
That was funny.
Just go, go get that. I'll sign the papers once you give me my son's Nintendo.
Right.
And after you get the Nintendo, which you promised me, maybe I might sign these papers. And then, like, during the bar mitzvah, she's like, I'm not signing anything, because when you go to jail, it might not be now or later. You're not going to take me and this beautiful family down with you. I refuse. Like, it was just so brilliant. Like, love the actress. She was fabulous.
No, she was great. She was great. And again, it's so funny, the fact that he was, again, being in the work that he does, like, he was trying to con his wife, like, basically get her to blindly sign these documents that she doesn't even read over.
She's like, vague paperwork.
Yeah, vague paperwork. That's what she called it. I'll sign the vague paperwork if you go and get that Nintendo. But she knew something was up, with him. And he's a horrible liar. Like, even when he's lying, to his boyfriend, it's like, it's still terrible. Like, he literally goes in, and when he goes in to steal the Nintendo and then falls down the fire escape.
Breaks his arm.
Right.
And, okay, so you don't even know how to, first of all, run away correctly.
Terrible.
Like, first of all, you left the door open, so that obviously leaves him, like, there's no even, like, break to, like, have, like, 2 seconds to, like, oh, and I have to open the door and then run after you.
Exactly.
And then you decide while you're at the hospital to steal from sick children. Sir, we need to talk about this.
What's wrong with you?
We have concerns now.
Right. Over this Nintendo.
I'm sorry, a Nintendo. Like, I I understand it's really that deep, because that's the only way you're going to get the shares away.
Right.
But still, and even then, your son got some shares anyway.
Exactly.
Thanks to Uncle Mo.
Uncle Mo doing his thug thistle.
Like, he's like, you're a man now. Here's some shares for you.
Right.
And he's like, he actually was just like, my son. Like, I think even he was kind of just like, really, dude? You kind of...
Oh, he was taken aback, for sure.
Real. Like, he was just like, I never would have thought you would have done that, even though you've worked with Mo for so many years. who else he was gonna give it to,
Right.
but
you got to know to expect the unexpected with him. I just thought it was interesting that like you're never gonna get over like acting that way. You're never gonna get over. It's not gonna work. I mean, what'd you think about the scene when obviously the mascot situation?
Yeah,
so his boyfriend dresses up as the mascot, which is what he had promised his son. He didn't think it was going to come through, especially now because the boyfriend they were on the rocks. He stole the Nintendo and just kind of disowned him in the sense, and really talked bad about the relationship and made it seem like it was just a physical thing and not anything more. But he shows up on his skates and he realizes, he's like, oh my God. And he says, I know those legs anywhere. And so then, they have the moment outside and he forgives him. Do you think he was cool for forgiving him, or do you think he should have still been upset?
I mean, yes, but also I think he's still that hopeless, just like he's gonna, leave his wife. It's gonna be us. And I think he really wants that. And also to just be told, the reason I didn't want you to take those shares is because I don't want to lose you, speaks volumes. Because he doesn't mind sending his wife to jail.
Right.
That kind of just shows his level of emotion towards his wife.
Or who he's loyal to.
That too as well.
Right.
And even though he's like, I will take the shares for you. Yeah, I would have done that. I mean, I would, like I said, I have a friend that probably could just take these and we can put them in their name, and then I'll have them sign it again later to go back to you.
Right.
Because somebody's telling you it might be illegal and it might harm you to do this, but okay, cool. Puppy love, blind love. Love is blind.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
And
you do stupid things.
Yes.
When you're in love.
Yes.
Like take shares. That can put you in jail. I'm okay with it. I would like to see where it's going to evolve, though.
I was just going to ask you, do you think it's going to be a recurring thing? Like, do you think we're going to see this like in between his wife and in between his lover?
I hope so, because it seems like, Mike's the only guy that he's even courting sexual relations with at this time. So I actually do hope we see that, and even the possibility of him leaving Shira for a week or two, depending on how that relationship is gonna go.
Oh, right.
Because even if like that happens, she's gonna take him to the cleaners. So he's kind of smart not to. However, your lover, your other man, is not also want to be in the background anymore. He does that enough in his life and in his job. He's gonna want to be number one.
Of course.
So it's gonna come down to a little bit. Do you love your money more, or do you love me more?
It's gonna be a crossroads for him.
I really feel that.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you on that. Let's get into our special segment. So we've been talking about this whole Nintendo, which was a theme throughout the entire episode, right? In more ways than one.
Like two broken Nintendo.
Yeah, I know. It was like, and then remember when Mo like throws the Nintendo
and it just breaks,
and it just breaks over at Blair. It's crazy.
And Blair's just like, yeah.
He said, just leave it there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna watch this commercial from way back in the 80s.
Will you be the one to witness the birth of the incredible Nintendo Entertainment System? The one to play with Rob, the extraordinary video robot, batteries not included. He helps you tackle even the toughest challenge. Will you be the first to raise the incredibly accurate Zapper and play games like Duck Hunt or action-packed Hogan's Alley and high-flying Kung Fu, each sold separately? Will you be the one to experience the Nintendo Entertainment System? Comes with Rob, Zapper, Control Deck, 2 controllers, Gyromite, and Duck Hunt.
So we were talking about this, before we started taping, but Rob, the robot, was so ridiculous. Like, it was so not necessary. So basically, you'd be playing the Nintendo, and depending on the game you're playing, because he didn't go along with all the games. But if you were playing a game, if you were trying to make a move, like, so you were using the controller to make a move, let's say just a simple move like a kick. So he would then have to like move something, and he would like move it over and then move it over to the other side, and then you can complete the action. So, but that's taking like 30 seconds to a minute. So you're literally waiting for this robot just to kick or jump, like to move over. And it was like the most ridiculous. Like, it was cool to see the robot, and it was almost like better to just watch the robot do what he was doing than like try to play on the screen. But they didn't last long. And When that was like after after they first came out, they really got rid of, because it was not necessary. Because what would happen is he's literally moving to push a button. That's what it was. So he's moving something to push on this button. So all you would just do is you just push the button yourself and then keep playing the game. So it was just like, because you were tired of waiting, especially if you're like really in the game and it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. Like it was so like, it was just like, no. So yeah, we would just cheat and just hit the button and then keep doing the game.
Yeah, granted, I think I only played like Super Nintendo. I didn't even play like actual Nintendo.
No, this is regular Nintendo. This is OG Nintendo.
Like I'm looking with the purple, because like I'm looking at the like controller and I'm just like, oh no, I had the purple ones with the 2-layer A and B.
Yeah, and they were rounded off.
Yeah,
these are
like, I think maybe I played it once or twice.
Yeah, these are, I'm telling you, these were definitely cramped situations for your hands, because you could see, like, you look at controllers now, they fit, contour your hands better. But these were like literally these little rectangles. So if you're like, like I would be with my friends and we have a sleepover or something like that, and then we're playing all night, right? Donkey Kong, whatever, Super Mario Brothers, your hands are so cramped because there's, it's terrible, like trying to position that. And with the gun, it was fun because like I was never good at shooting. I'm just putting that out there.
That's my favorite thing to do. Like when I'm like at Dave & Buster's,
really?
I'm just like, I don't know why, it's just fun to shoot at stuff.
Yeah, I never, to this day, I've never been able to shoot well on video games. I just not, like any video games, a handhold, like where you're killing an arcade, or even when you're just shooting like the
cop one, like the red one.
No,
like how? Like they're easy targets.
No, I was always terrible. So what I would do is I would cheat. And I would do like what Mo was doing and go up to the screen like close.
Oh, that's really cheating. That's just like, that's terrible.
That's because I was terrible. Yeah, I was bad at it.
Maybe everybody, it's like the hand-eye cord like thing.
I don't know to this day. I mean, if I played probably now, I'd probably be amazing. But back then, I was terrible. And that gun, it was just the death of it. I didn't like any of the shooting games. I didn't like any of the shooting games. Like I would rather just play with a controller. I was just better at the controller. But yeah, anything that had to do with the shooting game, like that Hogan's Heroes they showed in the commercial, I tried playing that.
Oh, that's what that was?
Yeah.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, these are games way before your time.
Yeah.
Yes. But they were dope. They were super dope. Duck Hunt was cool. They would have this, you shoot the duck and then the dog would come and take it off. And
I kind of remember, like I said, I kind of remember.
Yeah.
I don't think it was like even my favorite game. That's why I don't remember as much. I legit played Aladdin, like that Disney, put it into my like Super Nintendo. I was like in my best life with the boo getting the apple. I was here for it all.
Yeah, that's way
Magic Carpet Ride.
Oh, that's more
Super
technology.
Mario Brothers, like it was everything to me.
Yeah, that's way more past technology. This is bare bones with Super Mario Brothers. And the thing with Super Mario Brothers, it was so revolutionary because prior to that was like Atari. And you had like Sega was around. And,
I think I played Sonic on the Sega.
Yeah, Sonic was dope
right?
on it. Yeah, I mean anything else on Sega was trash. But but Sonic on Sega was dope. But it was like when Nintendo came out, because Super Mario Brothers was heavy on the arcades. Right. Because I'm talking about like when you go to arcades or you go skating and have the arcades or whatever, you go miniature golf, all these places that had arcades, Super Mario Brothers was the game. So this was the first time that you saw an arcade game that you could play at home. Oh, okay. And that's why it was so revolutionary, because you're like, what? I don't need to spend quarters. I can just play at home and actually beat it. Because if you play it, you're never gonna beat the game. Like it'll take you go broke. You know what I'm saying? You little kid. So now you can play and beat the game, and it was all good. So anyway, shout out to Nintendo. I was glad they showed that. I hope that they continue showing these little nuggets, of the 80s in there when they use the thing, because it really legitimizes the show. Because it really shows. The wardrobe is great too. I will say, I love the wardrobe. The way Don was looking.
The big hair.
Yes, the way Don is looking. And
the way Don's looking.
Yeah. And her mom with the little afro.
Okay, first of all, let's get to Vanessa Belkala real quick.
Yeah.
Nefertiti. Afro-erotic. I mean, even now, I actually would just want to see what her other paintings look like. Because I'm really fascinated just by art in general. So, because even the Nefertiti was like an amazing African American goddess, afro, and then a baby, and then holding one like it's really great, but I'm also just like, so are we trying to still? So you also want me to get pregnant? Is this supposed to be for fertility? Like, I'm really trying to understand. And then we find out obviously that she bought her mom's entire collection, which was just like, whoa.
Right. And her mom thought she was, oh no, we're good. We're selling all these paintings and da 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 da, not realizing, how it's going down.
Yeah, your daughter is buying all your paintings. Like,
she's funding.
Like, granted, I would really actually like to see what the other paintings look like.
Oh, I'm sure it's very similar to what we saw.
Even Dad's just like, I'm modeled.
Right.
For the baby right there. Okay, I see how you get that.
Right.
Get down.
Right.
Questions, but that's that. Only for me, I guess. Just
no, I saw that. I was just like, oh, okay. And then there was something about what was it? Her dude talking about Don's dude, and when they were at the table, and she was talking about something to do with porn.
Her mom's porn. Wait, what?
So
I'm trying to remember the conversation too now.
Right, but I was trying to figure out, did her mom do porn? Was there because
I think they're talking about her art maybe.
Okay.
Because even if you call it Afro-erotica, it is a little bit.
Okay, it's because they're using that.
It's. I mean, I think any even to this day, even some sexualized paintings are. I mean, to some people considered porn. I mean, it doesn't, not to everybody. I thought it looked amazing.
It's considered like, erotic art or whatever.
Yeah, erotic art, and hers is very tasteful, mind you.
Right.
It wasn't even showing a lot. Like like there is something like even still left to the imagination, even with a baby right here and a hand right here. There is something still left to the imagination. You can just be like, wow, that is powerful in a way in itself.
Yeah, I'm wondering, I and maybe I just need to watch that part over, and fans, maybe you could shed light on that. I was really trying to get that scene as far as what the reference was to, because if it was to the painting, then it wasn't, to me, it had, it wasn't pornographic at all.
Right.
But this is also a different era of time, and things were categorized different, possibly where, if it's showing anything nudity, then it's considered pornographic, period, point blank.
Yeah.
And so
I think that's maybe what she meant in that way.
Maybe what was going on.
I'm still curious as to why she had to buy all of them.
Right.
I really would like to know that motivation just a little bit, only because I would want to know if the people that actually went to the show, maybe they didn't like it, or she overheard something, so that's why she decided to, just buy everything up.
Right. I just took it as like, this is her mom's, what she wants to do, but she's not exactly like the whole, again, going back to the shares. Like, I feel like she's not trying to put her mom in a bad situation, even though it could lead to that. But I think she's ultimately trying to help her parents out financially.
Yeah.
Like, she has the means to do so. So it's like, these are my parents, let me help them out. This is a way I can do that. By buying her mom's art, it's a way of kind of giving her mom money,
Yeah, I agree.
Do you see what I'm saying?
And her parents are, at least the mom definitely is very proud.
Oh, very much so.
She's very proud, and she doesn't want to be charity. And then I think it's something interesting we do as we get older. My parents looked after us, and then as we get older, we turn around and they become our children.
Well, look after them.
And to look after them
Right.
and make sure they're taken care of, even if that means financially. But mom's not having it. She's just like, we're good.
Yeah, no,
you're gonna get tenure.
Yeah.
I sold out a gallery. We're gonna do great.
Yeah, she's oblivious. But yeah, she's very proud, doesn't want to take the money. But yeah, I'm wondering if that's gonna kind of come out, that, she ends up, we don't have the money that we have, or thinks that, she's
like,
good
you gotta,
to go.
like, I got on my own merit.
Right.
No, it was,
Exactly. Because the dad is clearly like, we could use that money, because it's not all great right now financially.
Because even though we sent you to private schools when you were a kid, now it might be a little bit come back to bite us.
Exactly. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think overall, it was a good episode. At the very end, we do see where Blair comes over, and, they get into an argument because, when he comes back, from his night out, he finds out that his girl, Tiff, has bought like all these appliances that she wanted.
I mean, granted, there are some like nice appliances even for the age. You got your own personal washer and dryer. I'm sorry, dude. What you complaining about? You ain't put quarters nowhere.
Right. Well, he obviously can tell, like, he also is proud in the sense that, not full of pride, but he wants to be able to support his wife.
I
He
totally
wants to,
get it.
This is his family, and he's got this job. Obviously, he's not making the money yet. He's not balling out of control, but he's trying to get there. And so because his wife, is used to having money because she comes from money, her parents are rich, she's like, I'm tired of struggling. You got me in this little hole in the wall apartment. I don't have everything I need or want.
It's more of a want than a need. And I think that's the like identifier.
Right. But when you're, come from money and you're dealing with that, you don't want to struggle. You don't want to, you want to have everything you want because you have all your whole life. So, she was kind of rolling with it for a minute, and then she breaks down and finally just gets all that stuff, causes them to have an argument. And then at the end of the episode, we see that he ends up breaking up with her. And right. And now it's like blows up the whole plan, because the plan is that he needs to be with her in order for, the whole plan of action to take over what she has to work for her parents' company. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'm sure that it's going to cause, Mo to go into panic mode and try to have him obviously win back his girl, and ultimately, because they need to be married in order for this to work.
Yeah.
And so it'll be interesting to see what happens to get to that point. But yeah, I was shocked. I didn't expect that to happen.
Okay. I kind of saw it only because he spent that whole time being, look, I want to provide for you. That is my job as a man, to provide for a woman. And I feel like you should give me the chance to acquire that and to do it. And just understand that I'm here for you. And I can also see her point of view in the fact that, like you said, I've been rich all my life. I don't know what it is to struggle. I don't even want to struggle because I don't even have to. My family's rich. Ha ha ha. But I feel like she should have gave just a little bit more time to see what he can become, to become the man he wants to be.
Right.
Without you just throwing in the face like, oh, I come from money. My family has money. All I had to do is ask my dad. I think just on the flip side of that, you could have just gave him a chance to prove that he has what it takes to provide for you.
Yeah.
Grant, again, I will say that wash and dryer in my apartment is still nice. He could have just, again, he was also still hyped up on the coke and everything too. So that also is a factor into his decision to break it off with her.
Sure.
And in the promo, she's doing better than he is. And just in the sense of all that. So, we're both gonna have to figure out how to compromise. I think that's the biggest thing they haven't really had a talk on, and how to figure out how to do. They both, it's not even just like a him or her thing. You're in a relationship, you're gonna become married, you're gonna be merging two families into one. You're gonna have to learn to compromise. Absolutely. Marriage is a compromise.
No, it's absolutely, you're exactly right. He does need to learn that. And I think his wife needs to get some grace. He just got this job.
Right.
Like, you have to allow him time to settle in and be able to make the money but I think, again, going back to, she's, made from money, and she probably is with him. I mean, we know backstory, but, probably through college or whatever. And so, he hasn't made any serious money yet. And now he is finally, somewhere where he can, but it's not happening yet. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, he's got to get back with her, but how that happens, we'll find out. But before we get into predictions, let's get into this. So we want to talk to you about how we are set up as AfterBuzz TV, and we also want to thank you for making us the ESPN of TV talk, because that's what we are. Now, for us to continue to grow, we definitely could use your help. So one thing is, you can subscribe on YouTube. That helps. Also, if you give us rating on iTunes, 5-star ratings is what we want, because we deserve them. That's what we want. And also leave us a comment. I love reading through the comments, because what that does is that gives me a sense of how you enjoyed the after show, and also ways that we can improve on what we do here, because we love our fans and we love what we do, and we can always do it better. So being a part of AfterBuzz TV has meant so much to me, because I moved here to LA about 5 years ago without any experience whatsoever doing this hosting, and AfterBuzz gave a shot on me and with me, and I appreciate it, because now I'm amazing, and I appreciate it. So that's what we're doing. And also I work for VH1 now as a host, and that's because of AfterBuzz. So boom, there it is. That's what we do here. We make dreams come true, because my dreams are come true. So thank you for supporting what we do and what we love to do, and we appreciate it. Boom, there it is.
There it is.
Yeah. All right, let's get into predictions. Let's do that.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
I love the pink, so yay.
Yeah.
I feel so clean. No, seriously, I feel like, oh my
You
gosh.
love the pink.
I'm obsessed. And even though I have blue on because it's also my favorite color,
Yeah.
pink just makes me feel like, ugh.
Yeah. All right. So going into next episode, what do you think?
From the promo that was at the end of the episode, she's not doing bad. She's doing great. I'm sorry. Nice job, girl. Like, damn.
Right.
Okay. And so, now Blair's going to kind of have to compete with that. And I don't know how that competition is going to happen. I know it's going to be hilarious. Mo definitely has to come up with a plan. Him, Dawn, and everybody has to now come up with a plan, because if they don't get him to get back with her, they're all effed.
Right.
He is going to be chopped up into little pieces. So
Mincemeat.
a little bit, because they owe money to bad people.
Yeah.
And again, when you make the deal with some devils, the devil always comes to collect at the end of the day. So, that's our prediction. It's gonna be interesting, because we have to see how the con artist can get
Right.
himself out of being dead, basically.
Absolutely. Yeah, I have to agree. I think it's going to get really crazy now because, like I said, whenever you're dealing with, owing people money, it's not a good thing.
Right.
It's not a good thing. And people's worst part of them comes out, when you have that. So I'm curious to see, first of all, and I don't know if we're going to get the whole, by next episode, but how, like I was mentioning before, how Blair ends up getting back or tries to get back with his woman. And so, if that's going to happen by next episode, or if it's going to take a while, or if he will ever get back to her. I think that he will, because again, it goes back to, Mo's master plan is him marrying her, but the show is also called Black Monday. And as you've noticed, every episode is a countdown to Black Monday. We start off a year from now, and then we keep going back. And now we jumped from last episode to this episode about 2 weeks.
Like 35 days.
Yeah.
Actually.
Okay. Oh, was it 35 days?
Yeah, because it was 364, and now we're on 339.
Okay. So boom, there you go. So a
Yeah.
whole month.
Yeah.
So we got a whole month. So we might get 6 months next episode. Who knows? But
they're depending on how the episode ends, too. It can also go back to the days we've missed.
Could
the
be.
same time too.
Could be. I mean, it's only they're gonna give us 30 minutes at a time, so I don't know how detailed they can do, but it'll just be interesting. Obviously, we have to end that Black Monday when that happens, and that person falling into the car, which we still don't know exactly. We have our predictions of who we think it is, and we've stated, but we still don't know who that is. But yeah, I think it's getting interesting now. It's getting really to the nitty gritty, and I want to find out some more about these characters. We still have quite a few people that are there. A couple of the guys that work for the firm. We don't really know their backstory or what's going on with them. I'm sure we'll get that as the season progresses, but it'll be interesting to see, how that works.
Yeah.
What they're like. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That has been our episode. We want to thank you so much for watching and tuning in and just chilling with us and talking about Black Monday. I have been your host, Lim Gonsalves, and you can find me everywhere at Lim Gonsalves. Very easy. Chae, where can they find you?
You can find me at Real Chae Jones on Twitter and Instagram on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. You can also find me on Good Trouble. We're giving away goodies, guys. We got giveaways to give away.
What?
Yeah.
How do I not know about this?
I mean, you gotta watch. You tune in, you give us a rating, and then
really?
you're entered.
Oh, I need to enter because I want some goodies. Also, I mentioned VH1 before. Yes, I do host the first ever podcast for VH1, Love and Hip Hop. If you're a Love and Hip Hop fan, you can tune in to our podcast. It's wherever you listen to your podcast. We are there. Tune in, check us out, subscribe, all of that. And check out our website, stayonmic.com, to follow what I'm doing. That's it. And we will see you next week. And Angel will be back from her vacation.
Yeah.
So we'll all three be here. And we're going to have a good time. So until then, we'll see you. Peace.
Bye, guys.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.